Welcome back to this week's episode of the Sweety Treaty Show. I am one of your hosts here, Micheal Daniel Broadfoot. My Blackfoot name is Apiskonaki, which means far shooter, given to me by my elder Clarence Wolfleg. And my rapper name is Good Medicine because I believe words can be good medicine. I got a special surprise for everybody. We didn't know who our co-host was, and he was away, kind of like a mountain man for a little while, trying to navigate his relationship with nature, and he came back into cell service and said that he would do the show because I texted him while he was away. Give your co-host here for August a warm round of applause. Eric Nori.
Word.
You wanna introduce yourself?
Yeah. So my name's Eric Nori. I am a very soon to be grad student at University of Calgary. Just finished my psych degree there. That's kind of where I reconnected with Mike and and I work at a clinic for refugees, and that's a very important part of my life.
Yeah, right on. So kind of just to get us started here, how long are you going to be with us on the Sweety Treaty Show? I know I just said it, but I'm going to ask you anyways.
Right. Well, so the day that we're recording this here is August 3rd, which is my girlfriend's birthday, so shout out to her.
Yeah, shout out. Mad props.
Yeah.
You made it another year.
Yeah. I should be available for the rest of August until the 25th, and so I've got a little block week course in there, and then sounds like I'm here if you need me, man.
Yeah, right on, man. Right on. Yeah, I've known Eric for probably 7 years now, something like that. 7 years. And and I was kind of hoping that you would share a little bit of your story here, just so people, you don't have to go into kind of every detail, but if you're at a little cocktail party or, one of those grad student mixers, what would you share how would you describe to somebody who you are and kind of, how'd you get to where you're at today, sitting in this room?
Right. Well, so first there was kind of the Big Bang, right? And then millions of years later, the Earth was formed. And the next significant event was, I was born.
Which was also a Big Bang.
Hey!
It's the creation of a world.
There you go.
It's the creation of a universe.
Yeah. But anyways, I grew up kind of half here and half in BC. Because I moved to Calgary when I was 10, then went to, then when I finished high school, I didn't really know what I was doing. I eventually meandered my way to UVic, where I was like, I'm going to take English because I'm good at English. And then it was like, wait, what am I going to do? What am I going to do with this?
Yeah.
And so I just kind of meandered my way through life a little bit for a few years, and kind of navigated the waters of mental health a little bit during that time, I would say.
Yeah, I feel ya.
Yeah, and then I eventually started working at this clinic where I worked at, and that just kind of, was the first thing that really provided some direction in terms of where I wanted to go in my life. It went, Starbucks sandwich artist, to refugee clinic, medical office assistant, and then,
and
then
right on.
Fast forward a few years, went back to school, and here we are.
Yeah, right on, man. Do you want to share with folks how we first met?
Sure. Yeah.
No hesitation there.
Nah, it's totally chill. So I was, one of my, that was. We met during the kind of during the navigating the waters of mental health time, because, turns out that, if you don't really know how to interact with people, especially, women, and you're like, hey, how do I interact with women? People would be like, how dare you ask that? You should know. That's just entitlement right there that you're asking. And you're like, oh. Anyways, but Mike was like, no, I can sort of show you the ways, bro. And I was like,
word.
Cool.
Yeah. I was a dating coach at one point in my life, and I actually was really embarrassed about it for a long time because I like people put pressure on you when you supposedly know how to date, and I feel like I had some good advice. It eventually transitioned into a life coaching, what I would call cough button works.
Nice.
I eventually transitioned into life coaching, which was kind of what I was doing already. And I would say, like, I think a lot of, heterosexual guys will really struggle with how do I date in a good way, or how do I meet a girl in a good way. And you're right, we totally shame people for asking, how do you do it? And so definitely there's a market of people that are looking for help. And having had my own struggles, it was a great opportunity for me to kind of, when I got into a place where I felt like I knew some stuff, which total honesty, like I've fallen in love now, and like definitely some things are the same, some things I may, perhaps guide people with would be the same, but it's a totally different ball game when you're falling in love, like it's a different, like perhaps a dating coach could teach you how to date, but like it's, it's a whole different thing to learn how to love somebody, and to, big part of that is just starting with that self-love. So so there's a bit of some nice vibes there to start us off.
Yeah, I want to get on continuing on building off those good vibes. I just want to, I was thinking as you were saying that, not just how lucky I was to have met, such a, not even just such a, a good dating coach, but also such a, an ethical one. But and also therefore, how lucky I would say society as a whole is, because, a lot of people, I think it would probably be easier to be a dating coach if you have, less shame and stuff, and then you can, and that opens the door to, and then, you have vulnerable dudes that just, need to learn a sort of set of life skills and stuff, and then if they're being taught by the wrong folks, that could be really bad. So, I think
Thanks,
we're all
man.
lucky. And so you gave me a round of applause earlier, and I'd just like to give you a round of applause for your, contributions to myself and society.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm really happy that you were able to come and to be able to commit to August to come into being my co-host. A big part of the show that I've talked about with Wesley is the guests seem to be like a really big component. But when you're talking with your co-host, you're taking the assumption or for granted that you have a co-host. And then I was like thinking, well, what would the show be like if I didn't have a co-host? A co-host of somebody who, I can bounce ideas off of, or, talk about my week. Not to say that I can't with guests, but there's a whole nother thing to each week being with the same person. And and an opportunity too for us to, I think, explore our relationship a bit. We've come a long road. When we met back in U of C, when I had spent 2 years over there, totally kind of unexpected. I wasn't going to school that day to Psych 312 lecture. Shout out to Melissa Boyce, who's excellent. Yeah, woo!
I will echo that shout out.
For being an excellent prof. I wasn't expecting to see Eric there, and from his look, he wasn't expecting to see me.
Oh, for sure. And at the time, I still had all the previous kind of preconceptions of you, and so then when so we were study buddies, and I thought that
the real Mike is going to come out.
Well, no, I thought at the time I was like, oh, okay, he wants Yeah, he wants a nerd for a study buddy kind of thing, typical kind of jock move. And then when you like got a higher, a way higher score than I did on like the second test, I was like, no,
Yeah.
no, there's no way this pretty boy gonna come in here and beat me at this.
Yeah.
Huge miss. All of the above is so much warped thinking that I'm certainly embarrassed about it now. But at least we can laugh about it.
Yeah. Well, and I think it also speaks to I had an experience with my partner this week where we were just totally seeing the same situation completely differently. She was thinking really nice things and I was really grumpy. It's like they totally misinterpreting the situation. But people can be experiencing the same thing or be in the same room doing the same thing, but totally be thinking and appreciating things completely differently. And, so things like communication are obviously really important, and you can see how that would affect the course of a relationship, right? If those things had stuck, we wouldn't have gone to shawarma place and
for sure, man. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
100%.
Anything from your week? We're gonna hear from Wesley here, who is not with us for the month of August. He is working out with the youth. He's actually he works for a company called Outward Bound, and they take youth out into the wilderness and do these like wilderness hikes and everything. So you're coming from the bush, and he's going into the bush.
That's right.
And I'm already missing him. Happy you're here, but I'm missing him. And he'll be back in September. So Is there anything from your week you wanted to share? Anything like, getting onto the show as a co-host that was important for you to be like, yeah, just so you guys know, this is what I'm about, or like anything like that, or?
For sure, I guess. I mean, it's been a good week, man. It started on the top of Earl Grey Pass there.
Okay, yeah.
And then it was kind of like a day up there, and then or like 2 days up, and then like 3 days down, sort of thing. We kind of did the inverse route from what's normally done, I guess. But it was, I don't know, you get to, your mind gets to unwind, you get to kind of connect with nature, you get to, ponder the meaning of life and stuff with your buddies,
Nice. You're coming back in a good place.
Yeah, exactly. I came back and I must have put good vibes out into the universe because I certainly came back to good vibes saying, hey, you want to join up? I'm like, hell yeah.
Eric will have either a rapper name or a DJ name. Probably, should we set a goal maybe for the end of August? Is that?
We can just knock this one out right now. I am Norification. Boom, done. Norification. Crushing it.
Yeah, killing it. Right on. Yeah, really. Norification. Happy to have you on here. Before we bring in the guests, Nick, anything you want to update us from? Anything sweet happened this week that's worth sharing?
To me, not really. I spent a lot of time working on the audio from the last episode. There's a disclaimer at the front, but there were some issues that I needed to play around with a bunch of settings to figure out how to get it
Word.
listenable.
But you did a great job. I haven't listened to it yet.
Yeah, you haven't listened to it.
I already have faith.
Okay. So you want to play the story from Wesley then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
One quick note first for our new co-host is just to be mindful of the distance to the mic, because if you get too far away, it gets kind of like echoey, because you're kind of far right now.
Right. Yeah.
So
the usual rule that they'll say is like kind of a hang loose from your lip to your. Yeah. But as long that's probably close enough.
Just in that range. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So it's called the shaka, actually. Yeah, true story.
Hawaiian. Yeah.
Yeah. Not to be confused with with the horns sort of thing, which are equally rad, but it's just a different context. It's a little more mellow.
Or the shocker.
Or the shocker. That's right. No, you don't want to mix that one up. Every time you mix up with the shocker, it's generally bad news.
Could we have Wesley's bit?
Yeah. I'll bring that up right. Hang on, I got to get the right stuff on. Okay.
All right. I am going to share a story. It is your co-host, Wesley. I am currently in
Tasty
a
Wacy.
car, in my car, sitting on top of, kind of like near the Three Sisters Mountain.
Nice.
Just chilling, waiting for work. And I thought I would share a little story. One I know Michael's already heard, but one that I just like to share a lot because it's one of my favorite stories.
Okay, cool.
And yeah, here we go. So this is the story of how I knew that the girl I'm with right now, my partner,
Woo!
that I was in love.
I love it.
So before we were like kind of dating, but not like really dating. But like I brought her over to my grandparents' house, where I was kind of like staying
As you do.
beside at the time. I was just getting up my camper ready where I live, and so I stayed in my camper, but I live a little bit in that house, and I had her over, and my grandparents lived there, and my cousin lived there, and then my grandma and my cousin left the house to go to Calgary to go shopping or something, do whatever they wanted to do, and so it was just me and my partner and my grandpa who was at the house, and we were hanging out. We were trying to figure out what to do with our day, and see how things went, and then finally my grandpa walked over to us, and he seemed oddly shy, which is not his nature.
I remember this.
And he came up to us and was like, "Hey, guys, what are you doing this morning?" And we're like, "Oh, we're still trying to figure it out. What's up? What are you doing?" He's like, "I need your help, and it's kind of gross." It's like, "Okay, well, what do you need help with? No worries." Like, no, just come here. And so he took us through the back door of his house, which leads to the basement. We walked into the basement, and there was this layer of poop and piss and toilet paper and chunks of just feces all over the basement floor. And my grandpa looks at me, and he's like, "Yeah, I believe the sewage line backed up. Now we're overflowing in our house." And we live in a pretty secluded spot, so our power is from the sun, and we get our water from the filtration system in the river, and then we have our own sewage system too. And I was like, "How did this happen?" And the day before, our uncle had come over and used his ride-along mower to mow our lawn, and we have like an extension cord that powers our sewage. And he ran it over. And he knocked it out of so our sewage pump wasn't working. So every time we'd flush, it just wouldn't go anywhere. And eventually it backed up into the basement of the house. And it was so gross. It smelled. It was like chunky. It was like, you'd step and and it was so gross. And I was just, so disgusted. And my grandpa's like 90 years old. He turns to me and he's like, "Look, I'm really sorry about this, but I can't do this. I need you guys to do this." And he like hands me a mop, and he hands my partner a broom, and he's like, "I really am sorry." I was like, "Oh no."
That's a.
And I turned to my partner, and like I said, we weren't like fully dating at the time. And I turned to her and I was like, "Hey, look, this is disgusting, and you have like no commitment. So if you were to get in your car and drive away and never see me again for the rest of your life, not gonna lie, I wouldn't blame you. You can run if you want." But my partner, being the amazing woman she is, decided to stay. And we were about to start mopping, and I don't know what I said to my grandpa, but I was like, "Yeah, let me just go get something for a second." And he's like, "Hey, that's a good idea." And he grabs this little liquid shop vac, and he's like, "We'll use a vacuum to suck it up." And I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, that was my idea. I came up with that. Sure. All right, whatever. And so we spent like an entire Saturday morning vacuuming up poop and piss and toilet paper all from this floor. And it wasn't our poop, and it wasn't even our piss, and it was just, it smelled, it was gross. You had to wrap t-shirts around our faces, and we were wearing runners, and we didn't want to get our runners soaked in crap. So we just went barefoot. We made sure we had no cuts on our feet, and we just walked around this basement and walked barefoot in this poop and this piss, and we're like vacuuming, and it was so gross. And the grossest part was like when you'd vacuum up, because it was mostly liquid when you'd vacuum up a chunk, because you'd stick the tube and it was like, and then all of a sudden you'd hit a chunk and, and it would shake and your hand would shake with it and you could feel it going up the tube. And, oh boy, I was disgusted.
Vivid.
And it was pretty disgusting endeavor altogether after the hours of like vacuuming and then mopping and then sweeping and it was and Febrezing. And and my partner just stayed through the whole thing and helped me and didn't run away. Well, like I said, if she did, would not blame her for a second. But I love her now, and I love her for that. And my grandma still doesn't know to this day, which is really funny because I was in the room with both of them, and I turned to my grandma. I was like, "Hey, does it still smell downstairs? Like, is it still dirty, or did me and Nancy get it?" And she's like, "What do you mean? What?" Why would it smell? And I was like, and I looked over at my grandpa, and he was doing that like hand signal where you like cross your throat, where it's like, hey, you know what? Stop right there. So I was like, oh, I don't know. I remember, I don't know. Just thought maybe it stunk. I heard somewhere it stunk. So to this day, my grandma doesn't know that her entire basement was covered in poop and piss, and that my partner and I had to spend an entire morning cleaning it up. Yeah, so that was gross. So, that's my story for today. I don't know when Micheal fell in love with his partner, but that's when I fell in love, and I'm still in love, so it's a beautiful thing. And I'm currently, I would be in the bush as the viewers are listening to this, hopefully not cleaning up poop, but I'll be in the bush right now, and I hope everyone is having a good week, and the show is going great.
Yeah.
Love y'all.
Woo!
Yeah, right on. Right on. Thank you, Wesley. Sending you good vibes, bro. So he didn't explicitly ask, and when it comes to things like love and talking about relationships, I'm much more comfortable with that than my partner is, and so I do have to be respectful and mindful of what she's comfortable with. But I will tell a quick story here, and maybe what we'll do is I know some of the guests today might want to talk a bit about love too. So maybe do we want to get some of the guests? Does anyone want to come in right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're all ready if we want to just bring them all in.
Yeah, we could just bring them all in. I think that's probably good. We might have one more coming there, but he isn't here just yet. So let's just have the three come in.
Yeah, okay. We'll take a quick break then and get everything set up, and then we'll start the show back up again.
Wicked.
Cool.
Wicked.
Check 1, 2.
Checkity check.
Check.
So I am doing a great job as a co-host. I forgot to do our intro song, but we were actually waiting for everybody to get in the room. So now that everybody's here,
Everyone's here.
as the co-host, your responsibility is to give us a countdown.
Right.
Yeah. So whenever you're ready for the countdown.
Yes.
And you guys that are here, just follow the lead. It's a bit of a singing thing. You'll feel it once we go. And we'll sing it once more when we go to. So you get two opportunities.
All right.
Word.
Right.
Let's do this.
Okay. And 5, 4,
3,
2,
1.
The Sweety Treaty Show.
And that was pitch perfect.
That was lovely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, that
Cool.
was sweet.
So I know we're a little bit strapped for time because Nasty's got to take off soon here. So before that happens, I want to get everybody just to get an opportunity to share who they are. Just if you want to share your names or what you're representing, why you're here today, kind of in a brief way. And then I want to hear. I know we got a single coming out. We got Han Solo coming out today. We got a single coming out today. Nasty's got some music, and I know Token's got some music.
Yeah.
And we also got a conference that's happening next year that Cory is planning that I'd like to hear a little bit about here.
Cool.
So whoever wants to start, just get in there and introduce yourself. Who you are, what do you call yourself, whatever you feel like people want to hear. Good vibes.
Yo, I'm Nasty G. Some people call me Sasha. I answer to both. I rap. And why I'm here is because I heard Micheal has his own show. And I like to support student radio as well.
Yeah.
So that's
What up?
it's a good way to show support. I don't
Yeah.
have a lot of money, but I have spirit, so I can lend some of you that.
Yeah, word.
Yeah.
Spirits welcome.
Word. My name is Token Orlando. I go by some kind of token.
Yeah.
I sing, rap, and I'm here for similar reasons. Like this is a dope time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you got your own show and everything.
Yeah.
And, like I find it really exciting. You know what I mean?
It's really stoked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So happy to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Word. Thank you.
My name is Cory.
Checking my IG, man.
Yeah.
My name is Cory Beaver. I'm a dancer. I used to battle under the name of Chief Bug.
Woo!
Chief Boogie Oogie Oogie.
Yeah. I don't know what to talk about.
What'd you just go do? You ran a little funding campaign and
Yeah. So back in April, after the semester was over, I flew to LA and I went to go audition for Janet Jackson.
yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
What else? Just been working on a lot of cool stuff, I guess.
Where were you just dancing?
I was at the Calgary Folk Fest performing with the Tribe Called Red.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I'm going to Chicago next week. Yeah, next week.
Windy City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chi-town.
I'm like looking
Word.
at your Instagram, and there's this like tie-dye colored dancer. Like, can we just like share this with everybody? This is what's going
Oh,
on.
sick. Oh my god.
Yeah, so I'm going to the University of Illinois for 2 weeks to train in sustainability and energy. And part of that is I'm working on a Indigenous Student Energy Summit with an organization called Student Energy.
Word.
It's a student-led event based for students 18 to 30, but we might change that.
Cool.
But that's kind of like what keeps me busy, I think, for the whole summer. Starting a chapter with Student Energy, and yeah,
Nice.
but that's about it.
That's
Word.
awesome, man.
Word.
What?
Hey, how's it going? I'm John. I go by John Swan.
Yeah.
Hey.
What up, John?
What up, John?
How's it going? I'm a musician. I rap, sing, and then I play random instruments too. Write
Yeah.
music. I'm here because Micheal invited me to be on the show.
Yeah.
Thank you, Micheal.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome. And then we're gonna listen to my new single that just came out today.
Yeah. Not solo, single.
Yeah, Han Solo. I do love Han Solo though.
Who
Yeah.
doesn't?
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
First of all, I just gotta say here that I'm really stoked that you all were able to make it today. This show for me is learning how to do something like this. I did it for fun. I'm doing it for fun, and I just so most of the folks that came in here tonight, aside from Cory and Eric, I met through Cypher Club, which was another thing I was kind of just doing. Like I wanted to get better, but like shout out to Queen Z.
Yeah.
Shout out Zoe.
Yeah.
The whole crew.
Sort of like have all these folks, come in here, and I've never had this many people in the room to bust a freestyle here, So it's gonna be like Cypher vibes in here, So you're welcome to jump in, and you're welcome to jump in if you guys want.
Oh boy.
But yeah, I just to be able to have something where people can come to and be excited about. To me, that's a really special thing. So I'm really happy to have everybody here and to share. Yeah. So and I don't want you to lose the opportunity to share some of your music and talk some of your music. So yeah, could we listen to some of your stuff right now or?
Yeah, absolutely. This song is called the Kind Love Freestyle, only because the original instrumental is called Kind Love.
Yeah.
So it's a nice song. I wrote it about getting too drunk. Yeah.
It
I
happens.
feel you, dog. I feel you.
Which is ironic because I'm about to go to Vegas in a couple hours. So I might be reliving the song in the weekend. But I did make a promise to myself to, like, you know, maintain some restraint throughout.
Yeah.
Come back with at least a couple pairs of brain cells, you know.
Yeah.
True.
But,
Yeah. And you also said you found your voice on this song.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is a big improvement for me. Like, it took a really long time for me to get really comfortable with like who I am,
Yeah.
as well as like who I am as an artist,
Yeah.
and what I sound like, and how I make my own tunes. So this was a big milestone
Yeah.
for me.
Cool. Let's hear it.
Sorry, just give me 1 second to.
No worries.
I'm excited.
Gonna be fire.
Yo, and can we just note that Token's voice, like when I first went to Cypher Club, Token, I think, was 2 or 3 people behind me in the circle. And all of a sudden, the Token starts rapping. I'm like, man, like, I don't want to go after that guy. Like, his voice is cool. Like, I love listening to you rap. I love listening to you talk. Like, I love that. I don't know. Like,
I
some
appreciate
bro
that,
love up in
man.
here, you know?
Can you sing the rest of the show?
Yeah.
Like every response is a.
Oh, baby. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
God damn.
All right, we're ready to go now.
Okay.
All right.
Nasty G.
Hit my phone round 6, pop tops like we own. Vodka straight, soda chase, feeling liquor so strong. Vision turning hazy, catching feelings, driving crazy. Saw my dark side when I'm faded, knowing damn well this I hate it. I needed that though, feeling natural, just added to the words, up the status quo. No living slow-mo, but everything control. Until I lose my balance, new stains, designer fabrics. Been there at least once, sipping juice makes you stunt. Tore it down, shut it down. Learn the lesson, never front. Screaming in the mirror, wish the change came in an instant. Gratification is misplaced when all your friends become distant. Work on things that matters most, and that's position. Glory strikes and morning stripes, the things that get you through that mission. Cage it up and lock away all this pain that's meant for me. Anger ain't the only thing that control this destiny. And life ain't that hard, baby, just remember where you're from. Listen to one, showed you how to fight, never run. Pick that pace up, if you down and out, I come around. Better every day, keep your chin up proud, no stopping now. Cause shadows always chasing me. At the crack of dawn, I'm running, devil can relate to me. Remind me that he's up to something, back against the wall some days. Never race to make excuses, slipping, dodging some temptations. Best believe it came with bruises. Yeah, and you a star. Yeah, you a star, you a star, yeah. Yeah, you a star. Path and paved the world we made. Sometimes leave you feeling ruthless. If I'm sorry, felt it hardly, cause the motive made us proven. Call my mama up, see how she been doing. Try to confide, don't go wasting my time with a headache. Keep moving, that's what you gave me. I wish I could pay her back. Feelings worth more than time and dough. How the hell I pay back that? The time spent is a time game. Memories last when they in the frame. Looking back in a past life, feeling good now cause time's changing. Shadows always chasing me. At the crack of dawn, I'm running. Devil can't relate to me. Remind me that he's up to something. Back against the wall some days. Never race to make excuses. Slipping, dodging some temptations. Best believe it came with bruises.
Believe it came with bruises. Yeah. Let's
So
yes.
Thank you. Thank you guys. I really appreciate listening.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
it. Good job,
So,
man.
so I did get a chance to listen to one of your playlists there. It looked like an EP, but it just said play. Like I might have just clicked playlist or something like that.
Okay.
What was that 4-song bit there?
Oh,
Got a real handsome photo of you on the front.
I called it Trial and Error.
Trial and error. Yeah.
So that was just me taking a whole bunch of, I think, iconic beats, in my opinion, off of YouTube and just recording them. And then I posted them up on SoundCloud like a couple years ago.
Oh, that's a couple years ago.
Actually, I think it was last year. The beginning of last year, I posted those up.
Yeah, wow.
And yeah, it felt like a couple years because I had been working on them for a couple years prior.
Yeah, word.
And yeah, it was just a part of learning how to put myself in the public eye.
Yeah.
And getting over that fear of what people will think of me, because people are going to judge you who you are regardless.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Like I always say, what people have to say about you is none of your business.
Yeah.
Right?
True.
So it's like, you know,
Yeah. Nice.
yeah. And at the end of the day,
Nice.
too, I'm also surrounded by awesome people who I actually really appreciate. Like, the
Yeah.
universe has a way of doing these things. So
Word.
Yeah, I was hoping, I don't know if you can recall some of the lyrics from, was it Crushing Coffins, the last
Coffin
one?
Crush?
Coffin Crush,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I really felt that one. That one for me was like, I really, like, yeah, there was some,
Yeah.
it's a deep one for sure, because like I felt like my life was headed in that direction.
yeah,
And not necessarily that it's a bad direction to go down, but in my opinion, it is. Right? To some people, it might be like, oh, you know, I
Right.
worked all this time at some crazy job,
yeah,
and you know that's my way of making through life. Right?
Yeah.
And they're okay with that. But to me, I wasn't going to be satisfied with working on a rig. Or like,
Right.
yeah, having to work a blue-collar job where I always come home tired and stuff like that. So,
For real.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm paying for it now because I still do that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like, don't get it twisted. Like, I haven't escaped anything
yeah.
yet. So, I'm just tunneling my way out.
Well,
That's
and I can't help but want to ask you, like, what is that process like as an artist? Because obviously, like, you're processing that stuff through your music, you know?
Yeah. So, as an artist, it's just a way for me to release.
Yeah.
Really, like, as well as just being surrounded by people who are willing to listen to me, like, vent about certain things, and having them be able to give really good advice and, like, help me through whatever I'm going through.
Yeah.
So, say if I had a bad day, like I got cut off in traffic or something, or I broke something, like crashed into a fence.
Right.
You know what I
yeah.
mean? And I got to repair it. There's always going to be a person in my life who I can find that is like, you know what, we're going to get through this together.
Cool.
It doesn't matter. Like, we can just hash it out. And
Yeah.
having music as well for them to be a part of, as well as tell me the advice, it's like, it's even better. And
Yeah.
so, like, it's definitely about the people that keep me going.
Yeah.
Extrovertedness and all that stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah, right on.
Hopefully that made sense.
Yeah, yeah. How we doing for time here? I just want to make sure that you
Yeah.
make your flight.
Oh,
We have a history of like tight timelines with flights with people being on the show, so we want to make sure
Oh, no
that you
way.
get there.
it's a rites of passage, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I'm just gonna let my Rye know that it's my mom. I'm not gonna lie. My
Yeah.
mom's coming. Grab me the bag.
Your mom's
I'm
coming
gonna
to
let my
pick you up. That's
driver
cool.
know.
That's good.
No. She does drive me around, but I don't call her my driver. So.
Yeah, we love our
Yeah.
moms. Yeah, we
Yeah.
love our moms. No,
True.
no
Yeah.
jokes.
Yeah,
no
shout out to our
jokes.
moms.
Yeah,
Shout out
shout
to
out.
Mama.
I love you, Mom.
Yeah.
Love you, mom.
Yeah.
I hope you hear that.
Love you.
Yeah. Love you, Mom. Hope you're safe
you,
in the Congo. Yeah, my mom is in the Congo. Anyways. I like sending the good vibes, that way. It's just what we do. Yeah.
Yeah, right on.
Have you performed, or do you perform at like events and stuff?
Yeah. It's funny that you mentioned A Tribe Called Red. Cree Asian. I'm a huge fan of his.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's a pretty big influence to me because
Can you? I don't know who Creation is. Can you guys?
Creation is he's a b-boy turned DJ who tours with A Tribe Called Red.
Oh, word.
He's been teaching DJing to youth in Edmonton when he has a time off and stuff.
Yeah.
But his name is Matthew. He's from Edmonton.
Yeah.
He's half Cree, half Asian, so that's why his name is Creation.
That sounds awesome, Mom.
Yeah.
he's a sweet
Sounds sick.
dude.
It does.
He's like one of the nicest guys I've ever met.
Yeah, he's pretty dope. He's actually fan.
Word.
So I've known them for quite a while. But there's an event called Wreck the Mic that I think you should apply.
See, people keep telling me these things. They want me to go to Wreck the Mic.
It's hosted by 10 to 10.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Shout out to 10 to 10
Yeah.
and the Rec Room.
What's up? What's up?
Yeah, it's next Friday. You should apply. It's on the Instagram page.
I know I'm going. I know that much. I'm not sure if I'm gonna.
I don't
submit
know.
anything
You dropping any
yet.
bars or?
No, not yet.
Is it live? You perform live, or you just drop them your track, or what's the?
It looks like it says you apply to perform by emailing your age, bio, and links to your music.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think you should do that.
Nasty G.
Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
Nasty G on the chat. Yeah.
Should we maybe crack one more of your songs really quick? Is there any other one that you wanted to?
No. My mom is on my way.
Okay.
We're on our way.
Yeah. So be respectful to mom. Cool.
Also, I want to hear these guys' music too, because
Yeah. Word.
All right.
dope artists in the building.
Yeah, well, we got like a room full of talent here, like in so many different ways. Like I know each of you, like I have a personal relationship with each of you, and some of you have relationships with each other. So I actually have a certain responsibility of like, okay, like you actually know some dope shit here too. So if you're not saying that, I'm gonna be like, yo, share that dope shit.
Definitely.
Yeah. So anybody wanna? Do you wanna wait to the end there, or what do you?
Oh, to play the song?
Yeah. What do you guys want to do?
Just one.
Okay, let's do it.
World
Yeah.
premiere.
So, do you maybe want to give us a little intro? Like, have you shown anybody this before, or like, is this public? Can people get this?
Yeah. It actually just released like midnight last night, so
Cool.
people on Instagram saw it and stuff.
Yeah. Right on.
Yeah.
So what other shows have you been on to release this? Is this the first?
This is the first.
Woo!
So, thank you, Michael.
Yeah. Really honored to have you.
This
here.
is a moment, man. So thank you so much.
Yeah. You know, it's gonna be cool because folks are gonna stick with music. And then years down the line, we're gonna be like, "Yo, remember that day that like we released that song together? Remember that day we had some music? Yeah, like that's cool.
Definitely.
That's cool.
So this is the first. So.
Word.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I'm
really happy
excited.
to have
Yeah,
you here,
man.
man.
All right.
Yeah, I'm ready to go if you guys want to.
Yeah, we can go ahead and play it.
Let's hit it.
I think that's my bad. I'll figure out what's playing right now, and I'll just cut this little bit out.
Word.
All right.
That was a remix. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Okay, I got it.
I thought that was it. I was like, oh, that's really nice.
That was a remix.
Okay. No, sorry, that was my bad.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
One of the other things I had up started auto-playing.
It kind of sounded nice, actually.
Yeah.
Word.
All right, now we're ready.
So now okay. I'm good. I'm ready.
Her eyes that smile, yeah, can't get you off my mind, girl. Her voice is stuck in mind, yeah. Her looks, her laugh, I'm weak now. Her eyes that smile, yeah, can't get you off my mind, girl. Her voice is stuck in mind, yeah. Her looks, her laugh, I'm weak now. Where are you now? So far away, yeah. How's your day, yeah? Have you been busy working? I know you try hard. It's been so long, but I don't know. You still turn me on. Working on your craft like it's Katie. Perfecting everything, blowing Aphrodite. Flannel shirt, white shoes, you just do it well. I'm a sucker for your everything, you know I fell. God damn, I miss your attitude, yeah. So chill, you don't argue. You just go with the flow, whoa. You never say no, oh, she never says no, whoa. Her eyes that smile, yeah, can't get you off my mind, girl. Her voice is stuck in mind, yeah. Her looks, her laugh, I'm weak now. Her eyes that smile, yeah, can't get perfect body, yeah. Just intrigues me. Stare at me deep, oh now I can't sleep, yeah. Yeah, yeah. I know you have a heart, but did you feel mine? If you didn't, then why'd you have to set mine? Painted talents with your smarts, yeah. And I'm so jealous I can't keep up. The way you got that ponytail, I'm heated up. I'm so hearted up, girl, you start me up. I know I'm wasting time, yeah, but you are hard to find, yeah. Her eyes that smile, yeah, can't get you off my mind, girl. Her voice is stuck in mind, yeah. Her looks, her laugh, I'm weak now. Her eyes that smile, yeah, can't get you off my mind, girl. Her voice is stuck in mind, yeah. Her looks, her laugh, I'm weak now. We're like no other. She's just like no other. Oh, you're so cool.
Wow. Yeah, that is some good ass.
There are some talented people in this room.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I
And
think.
I'm not one of them.
Well, you know, there's that commercial when I was growing up. It was like, not everybody's good at everything, but everybody's good at something. And then there's like that kid, he does like T-Rex sound. He's like, I do sound effects. Like, I always remembered that, you know? Yeah. And so, like,
I'm the kid that's gonna sound right on. I always wanted to be a T-Rex when I grew up, and now you validated my dream that I can be a T-Rex.
Don't lose your dinosaur.
Wait, what? That's like how?
I don't know what kind of T-Rex that is, but but I wanted to, I think that's a good kind of avenue to talk a bit about love, kind of, you know, going off of Wasey's comment earlier there, but I wanted you to share a little bit about your song. I feel like that would be, you know, I kind of have some assumptions already what the inspiration was. You know, I really was feeling the love there. But do you want to kind of talk a bit about your process, or, you know, give us some context?
Yeah. I was just basically like, I wrote it around like February, I think.
Cool. So like months in the making.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about like this girl from high school that I really liked. And I was just wondering, like, I wonder what she's up to and stuff. I haven't talked to her in a while.
Yeah.
And like all that.
Do you remember the first time you seen her?
Oh yeah.
Was it cool? Do you want to describe that?
I was like, she was actually, where did because I knew her from another girl, so like I was wondering, I was like, who's that, right? And I was like, I didn't talk to her right away too. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna wait for her.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
But definitely, the reason why it's called Cool though is because whenever we would talk, she would always say that I'm a cool person.
Cool.
So yeah, but I don't know if that.
And what did that mean to you? Like, when she said it, like when she says it to you, you know, what was that hitting inside of you? Like, what was that?
I don't know. I just thought it was like okay, because like whenever people are like, oh yeah, you seem like a cool person or something.
Yeah.
Maybe it's kind of like they think like, oh yeah, maybe they just think you're okay, but they don't like you that much.
Right. Yeah, and that's the feeling that you got from her?
It's a little bit downgrading, but it's okay though.
But so what you're saying though is that the way that you feel for her was not the same way she felt about.
It's definitely unacquainted, yeah.
Yeah. Any of the guys in the room relate to that, or?
Yeah. It happens, man.
It does.
Yeah.
Well, what can you do?
What can you do? It's life.
Yeah. So why did you need to make a song? You know, like when I start writing, it, you know, I had a TED Talk that I had watched described your genius, your creative genius.
TED Talks are cool.
Yeah. Shout out to TED Talks.
Yeah, shout out TED Talks.
Shout out.
when your genius is coming, it kind of like just kind of takes hold of you, and you really have to move kind of with that that moment, right? Like there's kind of a window of opportunity for you to express that. And I know for me, like there are moments when I just like need to write. Songs are about to come out of me. So what was like why did this song come out of you and not say another song, or like what was that feeling like?
I think it's just because she was like on my mind a lot and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And like it's been like 2 years since I graduated high school, so I was like, why is she still in my mind?
And she's still there.
Yeah.
Wow.
She must be pretty special, Doc.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. That's
kind of making this song. Sorry for interrupting.
No. Yeah. Give it, man.
Kind of like kind of making this song kind of helped it kind of go away, like the thinking about her, but.
I think a lot of artists feel that, like, so for instance, hip hop gets a bad rap. They're like, oh, what are these kids just like, making all these bad music songs there? They're bitches and hoes, like, and some of hip hop for sure, I feel is this kind of push of masculinity, of not like people not feeling like a man and needing to compensate like really heavily, But like genuinely, some of it, I feel is just feelings that we have that we kind of need to get through, and making that song, making that piece of art helps us get through those moments. I've heard that from like a number of artists, and not just like hip hop artists, not just like singers or into music. Every form of art, I feel like has that kind of like progressing or healing effect, I would say.
Definitely, yeah. Definitely heals.
Yeah. And yeah, it can, like any other, medium, it can be used, because you're right, it can be used, for, I don't know, misogyny or whatever, but it can certainly be used for the inverse as well. Even like, like old school Eminem has like so much respect for like Dre, for example, like, he's basically rapping about white privilege. He's like, if Shady's cute, Shady knew, Shady's dimples would help, but if his eyes were brown, something about it, it's like, if they were blue, if my eyes were blue, I would have sold half. I didn't need to go to Lincoln High School and know that.
Word.
Okay.
Word.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
that's from White America.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, that whole song is about like, is about that man. Like it's, he's calling that shit out.
Yeah. Shout out to M.
Shout out Eminem.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Anything else you wanted to share with folks just about your music or you as an artist, or I kind of want to pivot into love here. So.
Definitely for sure. I do write a lot of. I do write a lot about love and stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's a really complex thing, I guess.
Yeah.
When I wrote the song, actually, I was listening to more like alternative music and stuff, like The Cure and like like those 80s like rock bands and stuff.
Yeah.
And they actually talk a lot about like love and stuff and like women.
Yeah. Do you so this is kind of a question for everybody in the room there, when you're making music, or for instance, so like Cory B-boys, so like maybe when you're choreographing or perhaps writing an academic paper, music has an effect on how we process things. So when I'm making a new album, for instance, when I'm, I can't just listen to anything. There's certain kind of music that I need to listen to while I'm, it might be different, when you're writing something or choreographing something, for instance, but the kind of relationship with the music that you're listening to and the work that you're doing, there's a relationship there.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I can't, like, some of the stuff I can't listen to because it doesn't relate, for instance, with the emotions I'm trying to portray, for instance.
Yeah,
Do you guys find that, or like, do you guys have certain go-to songs that you just always write to, or?
Yeah, I can see what you mean. Like kind of like for example, like when you're like working out or something, you want to listen to like something like harder.
Yeah. I used to be big into like Slipknot and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was my workout jam. Yeah, I'd be really angry. Yeah.
Junior high days.
Yeah.
Actually, for me, it was elementary. But
Yeah. Like hardcore in the schoolyard.
Oh, yeah.
Elementary school.
gosh.
Them
Yeah.
kids on the playground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
With your long hair.
Yeah. Just rocking out. Cool. Yeah. So one thing, were you guys listening to Wasey's story? Did you guys get a chance to hear that when that was going on out there?
A little bit, kind of.
Okay.
We're kind of clowning around.
We're kind of clowning around.
Okay. Yeah,
We
word.
found like an Usher CD, and we were like,
Oh, sure.
"You make me wanna."
Yeah.
Hey, the one with-
Go ahead, though. Sorry.
Yeah, no. So his story was basically the moment that he knew his partner was the one that he
Okay.
wants to be with, like that,
Yeah.
that love, like.
Oh, okay.
And
I feel you.
yeah, so I was just gonna share really quick. The first date that I had with my partner, we actually worked together on this event called Trading Post 150, and she had helped me out with a lot of kind of jumping through hoops for the institution here at Mount Royal, because as a student, I don't know how to navigate, and there's a whole lot of checks and balances that you need to kind of go through if you do anything on the campus grounds. So she was really helping me out with that and guiding me through that process. And also, she's an event planner. That's her job. So, like, she had a lot of expertise to share, there are things she told me to do which I didn't do, which I should have done.
Oh, okay.
Just be happy to hear that.
It's all good. It's all good.
Busted.
So the night after the event, I didn't tell her how I felt. She didn't tell me how she felt.
Oh, okay.
And the night after the event, my dad was actually in town, and we were just kind of meeting up with her to say goodbye because we're doing some cleanup. And I told my dad the night before that I really liked her, so my dad, he says, so what are you doing tonight? You want to come for a barbecue with me and my boy?
Right on.
My dad, right? So anyways, my dad being the great wingman that he was.
Oh, yeah. Shout out dads.
Yeah, shout out to
Shout out
dads.
dads.
Yeah, moms and dads getting some shout outs.
Yeah.
So we ended up going for a barbecue, and conveniently, my dad had to leave for an hour, and I told her how I felt. Yeah, and I actually shared a story about how sometimes you don't know when people are with you if they're if there's going to be another opportunity, and so I kind of shared this story about how. I see something here, and I want to make sure that I say something, that I'll let you know how I'm feeling. Definitely. I had been ignorant to love once before, and so the second time around here, I knew, I was really interested. There was love there, and it was a way I could communicate, need. So not necessarily that moment per se, though it was kind of mixed in at that time. But when I, opened up and said,
Yeah.
I'm really into you.
Yeah.
And we fell in love.
Nice.
Opening up is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like telling the other person how you really feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and just to kind of, state this here, because I think, I try and make a point of sharing this, because I think, we have some work to do around this, that men are not always accepted for having feelings. It's
For real.
Some of it, we could talk about how we were taught by either our parents or our family, this is how a man is supposed to be. And, some of that messaging is like you're not really supposed to feel or express your emotions.
Yeah,
And, I think things are changing. But yeah, so definitely appreciate men, being a man is, part of that is sharing how you feel. And I just we got a platform to share things on here. I want to make sure that idea gets out there again. Yeah. You guys have any stories or anything you want to share on that kind of topic of falling in love or knowing, when you were in love with your partner, or like when you were in love with a person?
There's like a number of stories.
Everybody just
Wait,
goes
Token, you have something to say, Token?
I mean, this kind of thing. There's this one girl,
Ooh.
So this is right now.
No, this was a while ago.
Okay. Okay.
But like she and I were seeing each other for a while. Like we were never official or anything. But what you were saying about like the opening up thing, like I think that's really important because I did that way too late. And then, she tells me, hey, I'm really sorry about the boyfriend. I'm just like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And when those people are important to you and you're feeling that bit, there is an opportunity there, to share how you feel.
Definitely.
Yeah. And as guys, I don't know about you guys, but like playing it cool is like, oh, like I'm not feeling it, or like, oh, like I don't want to be too available, or like, I don't want to be too upfront, and like, but there's a part of that, and I think this is true to hip hop too, is being real with how you feel, just being straight up.
Definitely.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. I was gonna say like opening up, like put another way. That's just that's just keeping it real. That's
exactly.
Yeah, and like because we get mixed messages growing up, right? Because we get told to keep it real, be yourself, and all of that. But we also get told to fake it so you make it, and like which is exactly the opposite,
That's so true.
right?
Yeah,
and I went hard on the faking it till you make it front, guys. I was just giving there. I was just faking it, like hello, like that was just. But you can just if the listener could see my smile right now, it'd be like, whoa, that's not a good smile. It's a fake smile, Like when I met my current girlfriend, though, like I just finally had my shit together in life. Like I had just gotten this like new job. I just finished crushing it at like this the last semester of school. Like Mike invited me over to his party, and it was just like I was just giving off those good vibes, I guess. And then if you
that's right. Did you guys meet at my housewarming party?
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
Hey.
I forgot.
Let's run deep over here.
Yeah. There you go.
Michael.
So I joked with Micheal because I mentioned because we mentioned how he was a dating coach before, and I was like, like 6 years later.
Yeah.
Oh,
His housewarming party.
That's
Talk
awesome.
about playing the long con.
The long game.
I just thought of something like, that faking it till you make it idea. It brought it to my attention, like something to do with John said. Like, you got that one girl who doesn't really share the same feelings for you. But until you find, like, love, it seems like you just run into, like, all these random encounters sometimes. And it's like, oh, you might be sure about one person. And then, they just stop talking to you for whatever reason. And it's like, oh, this frustrating life.
But that's the trial and error that I think John was talking about as well. I think was that... Yeah, or someone mentioned trial and error earlier this show.
That was my playlist.
Yeah.
Right. Oh yeah.
Sorry,
It still connects.
It still connects.
Yeah.
Right? Like, man, some people can be pretty fake sometimes. You know what I mean? And it's just so hard, like getting away from that. And then you expect one person to be fake. Like my current girlfriend, I expected her to be completely fake. Like.
Right,
fall off the face of the earth one day, but no, she just seemed to stick around, and it's been a blessing ever since, right? So
One of your lyrics is like you guys, I think, getting ready or something, and there's something about canola or coconut oil.
Yeah. Getting ready for school.
Yeah. And I gotta say, like it's the simple things that matter. Like being able to wake up next to somebody, or like saying goodbye to them, and like knowing that you'll see them again, and like things like that. Like.
Yeah.
It's really, really good. And I think there's a lot of fear around relationships. Things outside your comfort zone, things that you want to achieve. Just within yourself. Like for me, being with somebody who I can be myself with is it's I don't want to say it's an achievement, like it's like I set this goal and I achieved it or whatever, but I found somebody that I could be with, but it took, I was in the locker room at Mount Royal here, and I was describing, early on I was describing how much I was in love, probably too much with some folks. Now I would say we're probably right on par, or maybe just normalized. I don't know yet. But I was in the locker room, as you do, sharing with other guys, as you do, how much you love your girl, as you do. Oh, yeah. And this guy, he said to me, well, I want what you got.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got to bounce.
Okay,
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Let's take a quick break and just get a photo.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, we can do that now, and then we'll come back.
Okay, cool.
I can leave it up to you to. Oh,
That sounds so weird.
Yeah, I'll be better on the microphone now that I'm not
right.
sharing. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I got it
Like
sorted.
this.
Like it wasn't an issue. It's just I kept watching and just seeing you slowly getting further and further into the corner.
Slowly fading away.
Yeah.
Slowly fading away.
Where were we? What was that?
We're keeping
talking
it
about
real
love.
and
Loved keeping it real. I was mid-story, I
fake
thought.
it till you make it.
You were talking about the locker room. The guy
Right,
wanted what you wanted.
Right, so yeah.
I want what you want.
Yeah, totally.
What you have. Sorry. Yeah.
So I'm like I'm telling this guy, all about how in love I am and this girl, and he says, I want what you got, and so it was recent, between now and February. I can't remember exactly when it was. I said, so I'm 28 now, and I've been working on myself for 28 years to get a girl this dope, like 28 years, my whole life,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To get to this point. So like, it's just like my kind of thing to him was like, you just got to work on yourself, and which I know is funny because like they're, Eric and I could probably digress on a number of like techniques or things that we've read or talked about, but that kind of being cool with who you are, you like if you. So there's something I read in this one book where he was saying like, you actually can't talk to a girl who's at a different level of maturity than you are. So, or like he would, not a girl, but like a partner. So he was generalizing it to people. For me, it would be a girl, and so I can't talk to a girl in a relational sense if we're not at the same emotional maturity level. And he argues we wouldn't actually have a lot to talk about if we were at different levels of maturity. Okay. And so I came to this kind of way of thinking about your partners as people who relate a lot more, tell you a lot more about who you are than you think. Those people, like you guys click for a reason,
Exactly.
So, anyways, just I think a lot of that, like you want a wicked partner, you want to be with somebody who's like awesome. You got to be hustling yourself, and that doesn't mean running from your problems and being a workaholic and avoiding it. It means like really like deep level understanding of who you are as a whole person, like all the parts of you.
Yeah, kind of wanted to jump in on that because when we think about maturity, one of the most mature things that you can do is be vulnerable, I would say, and be able to admit that you can make mistakes. Because if your claim is that you're perfect and that you've never made a mistake, then that means that you've never learned. Because we learn from our mistakes. That's why it's called trial and error. Trial and error. Shout out to Nasty. Like if you've never made a mistake, then you've never learned anything.
Yeah. And like for myself too, like when I feel the most mature, it's actually when things aren't going right and I'm handling it well.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of what I would say for my own experience. Yeah. My old wise ways.
Old wise ways.
Do you find when you're in that state, you kind of, you have those moments where you're like, oh, this reminds you of times where I didn't handle it so well.
Yeah.
And that shows your progression.
Well, and absolutely. And I think if you're with somebody who, practices unconditional love with you, So they give you an opportunity to make mistakes. Sometimes you show your love for that person by acknowledging the mistake that you made, and then the next opportunity where you possibly could be making that mistake again, you don't. Like, that can be love.
Mm-hmm.
You're listening to you're actually like listening to your partner, and like there's a communication bit about what wasn't working. So, and I just to kind of expand on that a little bit too, I don't think you can love somebody without choice. So like each moment, like when you're searching for like what is love, a big part of that is like what are you choosing to do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that kind of makes sense, but just to go deep into the love there.
For sure, it's sort of a CBT thing in a way, like it's like cognitive behavioral therapy thing. Like growing up, we often think of love at first as just as basically just any other emotion. It doesn't, and then we think of emotions at first just as
things that you you experience.
Then maybe you
them
react to them. But you don't think of yourself as being in control of them, but then you realize that actually no, because you basically you're gonna feel how you feel based on the environments that you put yourself into, basically. So from that perspective, you do have control over them, and it's the same with with love, and you also therefore have a responsibility to keep that love going through putting yourself in situations that
and it's when it's easy and it's gravy, but when it's tough, like that's when it matters.
True.
Yeah, definitely. and that and to really kind of hit this home, it all starts with you. So that means when it's hard to love yourself, that's when it matters the most.
Yeah.
And, I think the artist in the room, could probably say to how their art is like self-love, or these ways of exploring, what matters to them, what is, we might not necessarily ask ourselves, and I'm only speaking for myself here, what is, how do I love myself? But perhaps, when I'm writing lyrics, there's something being said about my heart. There's very little of my music that isn't connected to my heart. I would try and argue all of it, but I can't summon all the examples there. Yeah. Cool. I did want to hear some of Token's music, and then I want to get some freestyle going.
Sure.
But does anybody else want to share anything to do with love, or anything that you're like, yo, this would add a lot to this, or have this story, or
I think the sorry.
Or you could go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love people giving each other respect. That's,
yeah, you can go ahead, man.
I gotta say, I love that. It's good vibes.
Well, I think it's just like going back to like the self-love thing, and that's where I'm kind of relearning how to do self-love, because 2 years ago, kind of fell for this person, and that person didn't catch me. So initially, so I was devastated, and it was heartbroken, and
my heart is aching.
I feel you.
Same year, I ended up injuring my knee, and I just kind of fell into like a dark place.
Yeah,
like I ghosted all the people I grew up with dancing, and I just hated, and I don't know what it was, but I was like in this dark place, and after that happened, that situation happened, it was like, okay, what do I do? It's like, do I hide the pain and just try and move on, and like, or turn to like other things, like drugs or alcohol. I think that was like that's like the most, like the terrible way to like cope with things is like alcohol and drugs. But like the way I was able to like get back onto the path of self-love, because before that I lost my grandmother, and like I didn't know how I was gonna be able to like cope with that loss, and so I immediately went to Chapters like 2 days after her funeral, and I bought a whole bunch of self-help books, and then just like I was just like on this healing journey. Yeah. And then I met this person, and then kind of like just gave myself and just kind of fell for this person, and it didn't really, like, that person didn't catch me. The person was also dating someone else,
and probably like would have some trust things there, right? When you fall, but somebody doesn't catch you, literally and metaphorically.
Yeah, and so like it just like my whole world just kind of came tumbling down, and trust issues was also another thing that I had, and I just, you know, kind of like excluded everybody from my bubble pretty much, and like this recently, you know, I was really sad for some reason, and then I realized that I had suppressed my love for dance.
Oh, word.
And
I've done the same thing with music at times.
I've suppressed, you know, my love for dance, and that I was like, oh, I'm just going to focus on school. School's going to be my number one priority. I don't need to dance right now. I'm going to focus on school. I have somewhere to, like, I have these goals I want to get to. But then realize that the dance, because I'm suppressing dance, I was becoming depressed.
Wow.
And then,
so you were like trying to get down to business.
Yeah.
But like it was inhibiting you getting down to business.
Yeah. And so like now, you know, January came, I was like, okay, I'm going to get back into the studio. I'm going to start training. I'm going to start taking classes. And then, of course, school and life happens. And it's a good thing, I think, like when life happens, it's like, I was listening to this podcast on the way here, actually, and I was talking about how, well, you know, God is love or whatever, and then it's just like pray to God, and you know, just pray about the situation that you're in right now, and that was kind of like a thing that brought me back to who I was, and I just like especially after going to the audition in Los Angeles to audition for Janet Jackson, I was inspired. It was like that fire in me reignited. Like I wish I got the call back, and you know, I was like watching the Billboard Music Awards, and I was like really sad because I was like, oh, I could have been up there, but like you know, things happen for a reason. True. And you know, that just like that reason, I think for me that reason was God's way of telling me that I need to get back into dance and I need to start dancing again.
Cool.
And you know, I came back, I was like, okay, I'm gonna, you know, put away whatever, you know, I need to get over whatever beef I have with myself, or like with why I ghosted people. And then I went to class, and you know, I was like, okay, this is like the first step is to take class and then just relearn how to move and relearn how to dance and whatever. And I realized that I was happy like at that time, because then like nothing else matters, and so like realize that, you know, following and hanging on to your passion is a part of self-love. And it's a part of who you are. And so
I'm feeling what you're saying, man. Like,
and so like I was like, these past couple months have just been like really empowering for me. I think just like going back into the studio and just like I'm fidgeting. But like going back into the studio and start training is like, I realize is a form of self-love for me, and as a way for me to heal and kind of get back that person that I left behind in 2016. But except it's like a more improved version of me. And you know the saying, try and be a better version of yourself than yesterday. And so I think like hanging on to that, and I think for me, just dancing is like part of self-love and a part of that healing journey for me, and because it's what kept me alive pretty much growing up. So, but that's like, I totally agree with like all the things that was said about love. And
thanks for sharing that, man.
Yeah, no problem.
I really felt like so when I get like a little bit emotional, I'm not crying, but my eyes feel like watery. I get like that, and so I'm like, just feel a little watery. Yeah, man. Well, and we've talked before. You know, we've had opportunities to share and talk about, you know, what we've went through, and you know what's getting us to the other side. You know, like that healing, I think, is really important, and I really appreciate you sharing that that story. I really like how you said too, it's kind of led you to feel empowered, like where you are now. And you know, I know you got some stuff in the work there, and I was hoping maybe you could talk a bit more about what it's like outside of dance right now with your event planning, and kind of what maybe that is to you and why people should care.
I feel like
so maybe So it's the what is it? The youth energy.
Indigenous Youth.
The Indigenous Youth.
Indigenous Student Energy Summit.
Indigenous Student Energy Summit.
Yeah.
Cool. And when is that happening?
That's happening January 24 to the 27th, 2019 at the Grey Eagle.
Nice.
Word.
Resort and casino, whatever. But there's like, I'm also
Check
like
out the buffet. It's really good.
Yeah. Sorry, I just did something here. Anyway, I'm also like, oh, there we go. So part of that, like, we want to be able to give them, the delegates, a really good experience. And so trying to see if I can get some Native artists to perform that Saturday night, and going to probably partner with the Grey Eagle to bring out these artists.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a unique event. I don't know. But yeah, like,
so how would artists like reach out to you, or if like, you know, there was an Indigenous artist listening to the show, which I feel like there would be, you know, what's the best way for them to get involved with you? Or
I think just like through email or my social media. I guess email is Cory, Cory, at studentenergy.org.
Cool. We'll make sure to have that in the info too. Yeah.
And then the Instagram or whatever, I guess. Instagram handle is leave it to Beaver _.
Yeah, no.
It's LVE #2 IT Beaver _. So that's my Instagram.
Yeah, word. I remember like reading Leave It to Beaver, thinking like, yeah, right on, man. Like that's like Mr. Beaver.
Yeah.
Cory Beaver. Yeah. Cool, man. Anything else that you wanted to share there, or you wanted folks to know, or maybe what the event means to you?
Well, I guess how it came to fruition is going to a climate change workshop last year in March, and then I just kind of been like on this unique path, and I went to the climate change workshop, and I went to like this other gathering that was organized by Suncor Energy Foundation, and then I met executive director of student energy at the gathering, and then a month later she invited me out to the International Student Energy Summit in Mexico, and that's where I just got inspired to host the summit, because I was thinking about the youth back home, and a lot of the youth don't really have a lot of role models and a lot of people to kind of give them that push, and I see a lot of them drop out in like grade 12, or like they don't even go further after grade 12. Yeah. And so I was just like, I'm thinking about them, and I wanted to like inspire them to pursue education, because education is important for us, especially as First Nations people. You know, they say education is the new buffalo, and I totally resonate with that. Because our people migrated with the buffalo because the buffalo provided the knowledge, the food, the clothing, the tools that we needed to survive. Everything. So that's pretty much what education is for us now. Yeah. And so thinking about that I wanted to inspire them to continue education, but also raise awareness about climate change, because like, yeah, it's like really hot. It's been really hot, and that's the effect of climate change, and we don't do something about it, then it's
I was like, because I was handing over this pass, right, and I was just, and my sister, she took a whole bunch of like geomorphology courses and stuff, and so we were just looking at every glacier along the way there, and it's crazy to see like just where it was, like very clearly, because you can see, the rock sediments, right, the layers of rock, like where it was and where it is now, sort of thing. And some of these I think are probably not going to even be there in like 10 years, sort of thing. It's brutal. Just yeah. And
I just wanted to add, I do believe in climate change, which is funny that you even have to say you believe in climate change. To me, it's kind of funny. But that aside, just to give us some context, where we live, like Mama, like planet Earth, there are no planets close to us in space-time that we can go to. We talk about like going to Mars and stuff. Like planet Earth is literally like the Rolls Royce or whatever, you want to talk about are the planets that we could be living on. And so if there's even a remote chance, that we could be doing something that messes that up for us, like it seems important that we know we take care, Indigenous people, their philosophy, and also add that every person has ancestry that goes back to Indigenous people at some point, maybe distant, and less distant for some folks, but everybody has ancestors that were Indigenous. Indigenous peoples see themselves as belonging to the land. They don't own the land. They don't belong the land. The land doesn't belong to them. They belong to the land.
It's so. I literally had an amazing conversation about exactly this. Was there?
Eric just lit up. I look over. It's like fireworks were going
conversation. Well, it's funny because this could lead me on a whole tangent sort of thing in terms of it's funny how that the few ways that we have that connect us more with the earth, have historically been just shut it down. No, you're not allowed to, lose your sense of self and whatnot. That's heresy, basically. I think that this idea, because you're right, there's this idea out there of being able to own the land, but really, I think that whole idea is basically out there just to be able to control people. It's just being you can own the land, but we actually own only you, and we're just going to make it pretend that you own the land, but really we're all just a part of the land. Yeah.
Wow. Systems of control.
Systems of control, man.
Yeah.
So going back to what I was saying, it's that was why I wanted to do this summit, is because I wanted to inspire, but also raise awareness about this huge topic that's really important.
Yeah.
And especially since January, I've just been more empowered to really advocate for Indigenous people, and people of color, just because of how the justice system is and how it's I don't know. It's it's so frustrating to think about it, but we need more people of color to the table of any table, pretty much. Because if you go to a board meeting with a corporation or whatever, and the majority of the people in there are white. No offense. The majority of people in there are white, and it'd be especially as First Nations, it's we are treated like we're dirt, pretty much.
Yeah.
And it'd be really nice to have Indigenous representation at the table, at any table, for that fact. And so that's one of my goals, is to reunite 200 youth from across the country and just talk about and inspire and just build those connections and see where that goes. But
man, I gotta say, and I've said this before, but I'll say it on mic. I truly believe in what you're doing, and in ways that I'm capable of supporting you. I'm there for you. That's the youth. I think I've said this before on the show. When you look at youth, you can't help but understand the fact that you are looking at the future. When you are not around, those kids are going to be around. That's the future. You want a time machine, look at kids.
True.
So anyways, that's a lot of truth there. I would love to hear some of your music tokens. I've been waiting. What do you want to show us, or what do you want to share with us?
Well, today I want to share with you guys a single that I dropped last month. This is the second official single for my upcoming album. The single is called "You Don't Need Me."
Nice. And sorry, and is this out right now? So people can get this right now?
Yeah. It's out. There's a music video you can stream on Spotify, Apple Music, whatever streaming service you use.
Right on.
Tidal,
Make sure to get me the link, and we'll get it on the info of the show, and then people can go check that out.
Yeah. Are you on Apple Music?
Yeah.
Token isn't token?
It's some kind of token. So $umKindaToken.
Yeah, word.
Yeah.
Weird. how we.
It was a heavy phone.
Yeah, I've had this ready to go since a half an hour ago when you guys said you were going to play it.
Yes,
so.
thank you for being so patient with us. We weren't even sure how long the show was going to go,
It's a
and
nice phone
here
case, though.
we are. Thanks for your patience.
Oh, that is amazing.
All right, so
Okay.
we're ready to go. So I will start
My
this right
phone
now.
case is just
Right on.
like-
All right.
You think you need me, but you don't. Y'all govern your own, right? I got my own. You got your own too.
Some kind of token in this business. You wanna bite that girl? You better bop the thing there. You want to wife that girl? You better bop the thing there. You want to bite that girl? You better bop the thing there. Hey. Nah, girl, you don't need me. Nah. Hey, yeah. Nah. Nah, girl, you don't need me. Nah. Hey, yeah. Nah. Nah, girl, you don't need me. Need me, acting like you wanna see me. Leave me alone. Nah, girl, you don't need me. Need me, acting like you wanna see me. Leave me alone. You're saying that you hurt me. You're saying that you don't deserve me. The reality is I don't deserve you. I was the one that you'd always refer to. But damn, look at you, you be bossing up. They be all up in the ground, they be crowding up. Said I'm a brother from the city, I be walking up. Think you need me cause you see my money tossing up. Wow, some kind of token on the bill, you think you need that. You say you miss me, but I can't really believe that. Now I'm the hype up in the city, I remember back then I was broke, man, I only could've dreamed that. Used to rap it how they say this got up in my way. Not living on my stress and I've been seeing brighter days. Previously never came my way, now you see that I paid, but it's better off if I say, my girl, you don't need me. Nah. Hey, yeah. Nah. Nah, girl, you don't need me. Nah. Hey, yeah. Nah. Nah, girl, you don't need me. Need me, acting like you wanna see me. Leave me alone. Nah, girl, you don't need me. Need me, acting like you wanna see me. Leave me alone. Hey. Stop stressing, blowing on my phone, girl. See that you be texting. You know that I've been wiser, seeing all my blessings. If you don't know my rhythm, then you better start guessing. I'ma really spill the truth, I be really just addressing. If I let you in my life again, I only leave some messing. So I'ma do myself and I'ma wear the fresh dressing. Cause you know I'm really down with depression. Pressing bad thoughts in my head now. I still be calling when I'm heading off to bed now. You pushing buttons, play me like a game now. Switching up on me, cause you know it ain't the same now. Tryna buy it with my money like a PayPal. Called you out, now you don't know what to say now. Google Maps, people lost without me. Turn off on location, I'm a 7 side free. Nah. Hey, yeah. Nah. Nah, girl, you don't need me. Nah. Hey, yeah. Nah. Nah, girl, you don't need me. Need me, acting like you wanna see me. Leave me alone. Nah, girl, you don't need me. Need me, acting like you wanna see me. Leave me You better bop the thing there. You better bop the thing there. You better bop the thing there.
Man, yeah.
Is
Yeah, we could let's get
crazy.
so that was awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah,
That was.
So
I think I found my summer jam.
yeah.
Hey.
It's what's a summer without a summer jam? It's
True,
like
true.
you need
True.
to have that
You
summer
need
jam.
a summer
You need a
jam
summer
every
jam.
summer. Every summer.
I'll be
Yeah.
like, move
Wow.
over, Ariana.
Yeah.
Found a new song.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Some kind of talking in this business.
I love
Hey,
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yo, that was dope, man.
Yeah.
I
Thanks,
really
man.
enjoyed that.
Yeah, I literally got goosebumps. I was like, what?
Wow.
I'm so hype.
Yeah.
The production is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, so I said Usher because I feel like it, like when I make a song right now, it's like, okay, I found this beat that I ripped off of YouTube and it's an MP3 format, and I put it into GarageBand, and then I like cut out maybe some samples of vocals or like audio samples if I'm getting fancy, but really it's just my voice over the beat. And that was like, the whole thing seemed like mastered, like, like it was like really, really good, man. Really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, man.
Maybe you want to just, so you can teach me a bit there what you went through. What was the journey of that song? Like, what did that start on a notebook and then you found the beat, or what was the story?
This one's a little bit weird. So basically, how it went down. So like, several months ago, I started dating this girl, right? And I wrote this song called Smooch. That's the first official single for the upcoming album that I'm working
Smooch.
on, right?
Yeah.
Word.
But on the exact same day, and just for fun, I felt like writing the song "You Don't Need Me," and so I found this other beat. I'm like, what if I wrote something that's almost the opposite of what Smooch means? Because Smooch
Cool,
is
wow.
about like being super in love, feeling like hella romantic and everything.
Yeah.
And like "You Don't Need Me" is like, nah, bitch, swear. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. There was like some attitude there, it was like, nah, girl, you don't need me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Is that like, is that like a feeling that you have, like that maybe as a, like you need to defend, or like that you need to, maybe defend isn't the right word, but like, sometimes I think I personally want to be, friends with somebody. Sometimes they don't want to be friends with me, and like, when I was like dating, back in the day, I needed to kind of like get to a point where I could say, no, actually, like, I'm good, like, because there was there was a point in time when I wasn't there, like there was a point in time where I felt like any attention was good attention, and then like you mature a bit and you find things that you like and that you don't, and it's not like being mean to people, but it's like about knowing, kind of what you want and what you need, Yeah, somebody like saying to me, like, you can say no, like, yeah. Is there any of that in there, or like?
I definitely relate to that. Like in the past, I was always described as, being too nice, too friendly, like I always, it was weird, like even like during high school, a bit of junior high and everything, like I had a whole bunch of like friend groups and everything, like maybe this group would be like, yo, I don't like who you're hanging out with from this group, but I'm like, but you don't know them like I know them, you know what I mean? Like I was always the person that, cared too much about the good in people rather than the bad. And then, these past couple of years, and, I've come to realize, like, yes, the good is important, but you also gotta, you gotta look at, like, where this person is coming from and, whether or not this person is healthy for you to be around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
True.
So.
Word.
Yeah, it's just something that I always think about, keeping the circle tight, whether it's big or small, but just making sure it's tight and that it's good for you and it's good for the people inside the circle as well.
Word.
Yeah.
I really felt that song, man. That was good. That was really good.
Thanks, man.
Should you guys, anybody got anything they want to say? Okay, so we want to do freestyle. We want to do that, or do you got some more music for us, or what's?
I just wanted to say one thing first.
Yeah.
Just want to say shout out to Token and Adam Ambrose for because that song that I just played of mine, I didn't I just wanted to put it on like on SoundCloud, right? I just wrote it as like a one thing, but they really pushed me to work on it more, and they're like, you should actually put that on Spotify. So thanks guys.
Props. Yeah.
Nice.
Yo, you gotta have people walking with you on your journey, man.
Definitely.
Like people to push you sometimes when you're not ready to be pushed, you know?
Because I was scared to be on Spotify, honestly, but it's like, whatever, let's do it.
Yeah. Word. Yeah. Do you want to say, you know, was there like, you know, is that feel good to help other people out? Or like, I mean, like, I'm sure it does, but I'm kind of like prompting you a little bit there. Like,
I don't know, it's just been, you know, these past, you know, few months, it's just been really exciting, you know, just working on music. You know, John and I, we write a whole bunch of songs together and everything. You know, I've just been, you know, witnessing like his growth and everything. Like, I'm just like, I'm super proud of you, my guy.
Thanks, man.
You know what I mean? Like,
a lot of energy.
Like we met back in high school in drama class. And, you know, like we started talking about like music and everything. Then we came up with a music collective called Castle in the Air.
Yeah.
Cool.
And, you know, you know, since we started, like we've been meeting new artists and you know, writing new songs and coming up with like a whole bunch of ideas, you know, just making, you know, a lot of versatility in it and everything. It's just, it's just
cool.
It's really exciting and it really inspires me, you know, having all these great people around me, you know what I mean?
Word.
Yeah.
Where it affects your art, I would think.
Yeah.
Yeah, right on.
And I've just been like, you know, I talked about with John a little bit before, but like I looked at some of the older music and I looked at some of like my music today. I'm like, yo, I've like really grown, but like I'm just like looking at it like because like the types of songs that I write now, like it's a little bit more reflective. And, you know, it has a lot more purpose behind it. Definitely. I mean, I've always been the type of artist to like, you know, make really hype songs, and I still do. Like, You Don't Need Me is hype, but there's a little bit of meaning behind it too, you know what I mean? But before I just be talking about, trap money, bitch, you know what I mean? You know?
Rap.
Yeah, well, we were when Kareem was on the show, we were talking about the difference between like music that sounds good, and it's good to have music that sounds good, but there's like music that comes from the soul. Like there's something deeper that's coming out there. You know, we talked about that healing, for instance, through our music, and I would think through dance, even through papers. You know, I definitely say a lot of papers that I wrote were healing. In high school there, or university.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. Cool. How are we feeling? You want to try a freestyle? Do you want to say anything about choreography or anything to get in on that kind of like, you know, how you grow as an artist there? Because, you know, you don't write music, but you write movement.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
That's deep.
Yeah, that was a good one. I like that one.
You don't write music, you write movement.
You're right. Yeah.
You got to tell everybody I told you that.
That was good, Michael.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's great. Quote, I'll quote you.
Yes, make sure you cite me.
IG caption. Right?
Cited at MRU March, or not March, August.
August 3rd, Friday.
August 3rd.
Yeah.
Around
Got my days
5/11.
mixed up. 5/11.
Yeah.
What was that question?
Yeah.
I think like, I don't know. How are you talking? Do you mean like the creative process of how I make
whatever it
music,
means to you? Yeah, like I mean, we're talking a lot about what it is to write and create a piece. You know, like when you make a dance, I'm sure each flavor, each dance is different, and the people that you do it with, even through your probably like troubleshooting through certain movements, the people you do that with are just really gonna matter. Or maybe do you do it on your own more, or is?
Well, I was pretty much self-taught growing up before I started training professionally. But I remember like going back to when I taught myself, I used to like make up choreography like on the spot, and then I would teach them like, "Oh, yo, this is so dope! Come! I need to put this on." And then we was like my cousins and I would just like just fool around with like movement in the basement, and then if it fit
Yeah.
well, and it went with the music, and I was like, perfect. And I never
That's
thought
it.
that. Yeah, I never thought that I would like. I knew that I loved to choreograph, and then I started choreographing my own solos for talent shows and stuff, and it was just like a lot of my inspiration comes from, award shows and
Cool.
like past award shows where it used to be really good. Now it's like, eh. You know what I mean? It's like it's
Hitting
not
on the contemporary.
it doesn't have that same excitement it used to give me, I guess. So I used to like watch every award show, and then I would like Britney Spears at the Grammys in '99. That was like really dope. TLC at the Grammys at '99 was really dope.
Yeah.
Like watching DVDs
I started
of like
listening to
Michael
TLC.
Jackson.
I'm pretty sure it was because of you. I'm pretty sure I started listening to TLC because of you, and I love TLC now.
Yeah, no, TLC is like just like going to concerts and just, I went to the NSYNC concert, I went to Britney Spears, I went to Janet Jackson,
Yeah.
Christina Aguilera, Destiny's Child. Like all these concerts, like the way they opened was really like,
Cool.
that is so cool. And then I was just kind of like, take that inspiration and I would like create like this performance for talent shows. And then that's how I got into dance, I think, is just like performing and stuff. And then when I create choreography, it's like I hear Biggie
Yeah.
and like the old, like the 90s
Shout
hip
out
hop,
to B.I.G.
like the 90s hip hop, and that those beats, it's like
I'm sorry.
I love it when you call me Big Papa. Just like like Hypnotize or like
Yeah.
All About the Benjamins and
Yeah.
just like those tracks, and was it Mobb Deep or like G? Anyway, the song's called Let's Get It. It's on the P Diddy's saga, P Diddy's All in the Family saga continues or whatever.
I heard that.
Word.
90s.
Yeah, so like just like a lot of like my inspiration comes from 90s hip hop and
Word.
R&B and pop, and I guess it like also stems from my training, like a little bit of jazz and I started training in ballet and then I stopped when I injured myself. Popping, locking, whacking, voguing, house, crump, like all these different styles have like different movements, and then just like freestyling and I don't know, it's like if I really want to if I'm really feeling it and I just kind of like picture it in my head,
Comes to you.
it's like, okay, so this one choreography is from Plain Jane Remix. It's Nicki's verse. It goes, ayo. And then she starts going, and it's just like the flow of it is that's how I create choreography, is like the flow of the lyrics or like the beat. And, sometimes if I just want to experiment or something, I'll think about like past experiences and just really move and express myself through the music. And
Word.
that's how I create choreography, is like
Word.
and also like past stuff I've done, I will revisit it, and then when I think about them, it's like, oh, I could have did this better, and then when I revisit it, it just changes because it's not the same.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like it's always like evolving and constantly getting better and better. I feel like, and it's like,
yeah.
so for like as a dancer, speaking for myself, someone else could have a different creative process and a creative thought. But like for me, it's like when I create choreography and then I revisit it and it's not the same, or it totally like once I teach it, it's like totally leaves my body, and I was like, oh, I taught that?
Yeah.
Damn.
It's like, I did that.
Yeah, so it's like even like watching videos, I was like, oh, that's pretty dope. I was like,
Yeah.
sometimes I'm like,
forget that's you.
I was like, oh,
Wow,
that's
who's
me.
that guy?
Oh,
He's
that's so-
good.
Oh wait, that's me.
Weird.
No, it's honestly though, like I used to, going back to the topic of self-love, I used to like cringe when I watch myself dance on videos. Now it's like,
Yeah.
like if I don't enjoy my, love myself, if I don't like love the way I dance, then how is anyone else gonna love the way I dance? I don't know.
Yeah,
Does that make
true.
sense?
Yeah.
So it's like now I'm learning to like appreciate videos of myself dancing.
Yeah.
And because
Yeah.
others see something different than what I see because I experienced it and I was like, that's what happened. And I was like, no,
Yeah.
it was like horrible performance, but like everyone else thought it was really amazing. So I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I can see where they're coming from, and I just like try and take back and just learn from that, I guess.
Cool. Yeah.
So there's a lot of like
Feel ya.
reflecting and I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, cool. Anybody else relate with that? Just in like watching themselves perform, whatever.
Yeah, I definitely relates to that, like 100%. Because like back in junior high and throughout most of high school, and like I used to like listen to some recordings of myself, singing with the guitar or whatever, or like singing on stage at a talent show or whatever. I'm just like, damn, yo, that shit is so whack.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, like, having that self-love is so important, like what you said, because if you can't, if you don't have it, then like how are other people gonna love you, what you're doing, you know what I mean? And like, now when I listen to some of my songs or like I look at one of my music videos, I'm just like, damn, yo, that nigga's on fire. Yeah. And I'm looking at my homeboy John Swan. I'm just getting on Spotify, I stayed up till midnight, waiting for the single to drop. I'm just like, yo, my boy is on Spotify. You know what I mean?
And I'm like freaking out, like,
Yeah.
oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm on Spotify. Sorry for swearing.
That's all good, man. It's all good.
Pardon my French, bro.
Yeah, we don't have like rules, and actually, and this is something I just got to work out with Eric, because with Wesley, I always forget. We have some things that we try and do. So, for instance, like the jingle or like the sing, but we also have the Sweety Treaty, which we didn't drop today.
Okay.
With you guys, but it's basically was based on the tenets of hip hop. There, peace, love, and having fun. And I just get you guys to repeat after me, just talking about how you willed out, but missed that. But we say that, we do that Sweety Treaty so that people, when they come on the show, they see that it's just about putting out good vibes. So we don't have rules about like what you say and what you don't say. It's just like no hating on people. Like it's not to say that there isn't a place for that, but the world's got enough of that. So I want to do something where people are feeling good vibes coming out of what we're doing.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. So what is it? A half an hour later, and we're ready for that freestyle.
We're actually over 2 hours.
Yeah, cool.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Damn.
I got 2 pulled up, sort of in different styles, and the first one's only 3 minutes, but the second one's like an hour-long loop, just because there's more people.
Cool.
So we'll see.
Do you want to start with a 3-minute
Yeah,
one?
we'll start with the show.
Hour-long
and see how it goes.
Okay, cool.
Get like 50 rappers.
Yes.
No, I'm gonna spit straight for 60 minutes, bro.
50 rappers, one word each.
Yeah. So, somebody is like feeling the beat or something,
Sure.
like we can just kind of
jump
play.
in.
Yeah, just jump in and, we're still kind of figuring out how to do this on the show. So whatever.
Sure.
Yeah, and guys, who don't freestyle as much, if you guys feeling something, you want to drop something,
Kinda
say.
All right.
Spit that fire.
All right, let's go.
Well, as we were talking, I thought of like one lyric. So I got like one lyric.
Start writing.
And then it'll be like silence.
Start writing down ideas.
Yeah.
Start writing down ideas.
Oh, actually, next time. I'm gonna do it next time. I'm gonna have a little notebook. And I'm gonna be like, they'll just like spit hot fire for like 10 seconds and just put silence.
Hey.
All right, so I actually have that ready to go now.
Cool.
So I'll get that going.
Word. Thank you, Nick. Is he not wicked here? Can we just give
Shout out
give
Nick.
Nick?
Nick the OG.
Yeah.
DJ Nick.
DJ Nick.
DJ Nick.
So what, we got another
Nick.
half an hour now before we
DJ
start? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah. Yeah,
You're
give us a few
older.
minutes. I don't think we're ready. Just kidding.
All right, here we go.
Oh yeah.
Ah, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. Got it.
Nice.
Pick it up the other side, gonna go for a ride, cause my guys are in the studio when I take them for a ride, cause I wanna hide everything inside, but I wanna tell you how I'm feeling here. So I get up to the mic, I feel here, and I wanna feel tight, so I tie my words together, so I tell you that I am here as your brother. Wanna be close with the guys I'm with, cause they are gonna be here when I'm sick. But I don't want guys around that ain't homies, cause they ain't gonna be here cause they ain't know me.
Nah.
But I wanna be cool, so I pass to my friends, they cool.
Yeah. I'ma say something.
Tell me something.
But I really got nothing. Just kidding though. I'ma spit on the mic, I'ma spit that shit, cause I know that you like, yeah. Like double tap on the Instagram, look at me, I do the fucking running man, yeah. I do my dance, and I spit it like I'm Chance. You know I got a chance to make it in the music industry onto the stage. With some kind of token, I'm not acting my age, goddamn. You know that I've been going so crazy, like YG, a little bit brazy. Just kidding though. You know that I ain't violent, but you know I hit the stage, and you know I'm not silent. I wild out, yeah, you hear me loud. Oh god damn it, I'ma scream and shout. I do this now for the ones that I love. Yo, it's Casa in the air and we flowing above. Yo, what's up? Yeah,
Flowing above.
Flowing above.
Yeah,
Flowing above.
Flowing above.
Yeah.
yeah, we floating above. Yeah.
Yeah, we flowing above.
Yeah.
See what? Yeah.
I said we flowing above. Yeah.
Yeah, flowing above, yeah.
Castle.
Flowing like the waves that we crave, cause the waves of vibration, the good vibes, but it's hard to have good vibes in harsh times. Ah, should I had something for this?
It's all good.
I was ready.
Yo.
Nice. Really good.
Cool. Yeah, right on. Yeah. Cool. Can we get that next one lined up?
Yeah. 1 second.
Is this the hour-long one?
Yeah, so there's no limits.
I'm about to spit the hottest verse of 2018. Yeah, no.
Feel that fire.
Hottest verse of 3022. I'm from the future.
True.
From Mars.
That was like Tupac vibes.
Yo,
that
that's
instrumental?
Tupac. It was kind of 90s, actually.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was good. Nick's been my idea was just like, let's just get whatever beats that are available and just put them on. And Nick was like, yo, you gotta know copyright stuff. So we've been really good about. I think we're really good about getting that.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
We'll see if someone decides that actually it wasn't copyright free on YouTube in their title, but
We'll find out.
yeah.
We'll find out. Trial and error.
Yeah, so I got the longer one ready now.
Yeah.
Right.
Lay it on us.
Longer one. Boom, boom, boom.
Boom, 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 boom,
Ooh.
boom, boom, boom.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
tell him.
Tell him.
Wanna go back to my childhood, back when days were good, when I just chilled in my hood with my family, being real good. But the days are drawn, cause they're gone, they're not here. I'll be spitting these verses so you can hear my heart. What I wanna say in the dark is the same that I say when the lights are on. I wanna be here with you. Wanna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be good medicine to you, like a doctor checkup you can do. I am here tonight, I wanna be here on the mic, alright. Cause I wanna be feeling all night, cause I be here all night. Yeah, all night. Yeah, all night. Yeah, all night. Yeah, all night. Yeah.
All night.
All night. All night.
All night.
Just one.
All night.
Gonna tell him.
Tell him.
Just one.
Yeah. All night here. Yeah. Shout out Mike here.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Yo.
Thank you.
We love you and appreciate you.
Yeah. And it's
killing
mutual.
And it's mutual. I'm so glad we met through mutual friends.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, you're a real friend. I wish I had more real friends. Yeah. You gotta build that trust. All night, yeah.
All night.
Yeah. All night, yeah.
All night.
All night, yeah.
All night.
All night, yeah.
All night.
All night with the good vibes.
Yeah.
Woo! All night with the good vibes.
Yeah.
With the good vibes, yeah.
Good vibes, but it's hard to sing good vibes in trying times. Glaciers melt, ain't seen no bison pelts. Hard to sing good vibes and spit hot rhymes when the only ones telling truth is the mind. But inside this room we'll stand strong against the tide, against the flings and arrows of time.
Arrows of time, yeah, time ticks away, it's okay. I'll be here today, cause I'll be great. Cause I wanna be here, spitting these words with ya all. Cause ya all save me when I fall. Pick each other up, you can be a little bit of a brother. If you wanna be a mother, you gotta be a little bit bigger. So I can't hear, so watch my figure of my health. You wanna be here, so I sent you what I dealt. And it wasn't that stinky.
All night,
True.
That's that good medicine.
Yeah.
All night, yeah.
Yeah, that's that good medicine.
That's a good medicine.
Yeah, cool.
All night.
Some of that good.
That was cool,
Yeah.
actually. Oh,
Yeah,
That's dope.
that's fun. That's cool too. Like,
That was
I feel like
stinky.
you guys got a vibe, you know? Like,
yeah.
when you guys come to Cypher Club, I was gonna say this before we started, but when you guys come to Cypher Club, you guys play off each other. You know, like
We do.
We do.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I feel like I try and get a little bit in on that energy, especially
Yeah.
with the singing. You know, you guys make me want to sing. Like I
That's
feel like I
awesome.
want to sing when I'm around you guys. Yeah, yeah,
You're very melodic, I think.
yeah.
You just
Like-
have that effect. That makes me want to sing
Oh,
too.
no.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, don't be
that's-
afraid to jump in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go high.
Yeah.
or just start dancing, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bust out a move.
So we're getting close to the end here. We're probably we
awesome.
are the longest show that we've had so far, which
This has
is
been
cool.
awesome so far,
this
though.
is double the last longest one at this point.
Oh, wow.
This is so good, though. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, I'm really happy that you guys were able to come, share this time.
Yeah, man.
What we're gonna do is before we leave, if there's anybody or anything that you want to shout out some good vibes to, put out good vibes to, recognize, someone or something, organization, a people, a place, something. Just something you want to put good. It could be a project you're working on. It could be a person. Yeah, whatever you want. Yeah. So anything.
I think I'll just start off. I want to shout out to my boy Transit 22.
Yeah, shout out Transit.
Transit.
He does excellent mixing
Yeah, he
on
mixes
my
their
songs.
stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, right on.
Yeah.
Shout out Transit.
Yeah. He's the plug.
Yeah.
Word.
I also want to talk a little bit about my album because I haven't told too many people about it.
Cool.
Like, it's still in the works and everything, but the album name is Young and at Heart.
Nice.
Basically, it's just about kind of where I am in life and everything.
Cool.
I used to be this young guy with a big ass afro, just being wild and naive and everything. I'm just getting to a point where, like, I'm like realizing, like, yo, this is life. Like, I gotta make something out of it. And so in a lot of the songs, I reflect about, things that I'm going through. Like, there's a lot of girl stuff.
Yeah.
But, there's stuff about, like, just like dealing with school, difficult relationships, having to worry about, like, people being unfaithful to you, whether that's a girlfriend or a best friend or whatever. And just about, like, growing up and dealing with hard times. And, I just feel like it's just something that I've been wanting to share with people for a long time. I feel like this is going to be the best music that I'm going to be releasing for a while until I have another project.
Yeah,
so
word.
I'm really excited.
We're excited to hear it, man. Any like, do you have a date yet? Can we do it? Like, do we get to know? Are we at that?
Not quite. It's going to be out in 2019.
2019, cool. Something to look forward to.
There's going to be a couple singles being released before the album, so I'll be dropping it here and there, and then
give us a little nibble. Something to chew on.
Some snacks.
Some appetizers.
Some nom.
Yeah.
Some chicken wings before the main course.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, word. Yeah.
No, I'm just hungry. So.
Yo, I want rice.
You want rice?
Yeah. I'll maybe go next and just say, I did a show this week with indigenization across the nation. So that's Gracie. Shout out to Gracie. Thanks for having us on your show this week. That will be airing, I think, at the end of the month in August. And part of what I would say there is just like good vibes to folks who are trying to like help each other out. I believe that you can basically do whatever you want to do, but you can't do it if it's just you doing it. Like, you need to have people that are helping you or teaching you, or supporting you. And not to say that you don't show up, but like, in addition to you showing up also means having good relationships in your life that are leading you in a good way. And so all those people that have helped me along the way to get where I am, in the first episode that we recorded, which I think is referred to as episode 0, when I said like far shooter, like for my name, Apisquanaki, that was true before I was gifted that name, where I was transferred the rights to have that name. And because I've come such a long way from, where I started out. So all those people, the counselors that sat with me and like, offered me tissue when I was crying, or like the people, who guided me along the way, like those people. And I will try my best, but I won't always get an opportunity to thank those people. And so just, to, especially those people that I won't get an opportunity to say thank you to. Thank you. Good vibes to those people.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to the clinic that I work for, and we've got actually I work at the clinic for refugees, and I also do research for them too, and they've got a couple little fundraisers going on for some of their stuff, you guys people should check them out at Refugee Health on Twitter, or at Refugee Health YYC on Insta.
Word.
The gram, as they say.
The gram.
Yeah.
And also shout out to my, we gave a shout out to my mom earlier, but it made me think about my mom, who's like in the Congo right now, working with Doctors Without Borders there. So, shout out to her.
Word.
I feel you. Sorry. I don't know if you wanted to go first. So
no, go ahead.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
I'm busy.
Okay, he's busy. All right.
Busy.
Yeah, I just want to say a special thanks to like family and close friends. And people in my life. I love you guys. You all know who you are.
Word.
Thanks for supporting me and stuff and for giving me guidance. And thank you, Michael, again, for having me on the show.
Yeah, thank you for being here.
It's awesome. It's great.
Yeah.
I'd be down to do this again.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm glad I met you too, man.
Yeah, word. Yeah, it's been good vibes, man.
It's been good vibes.
Cypher Club has been a really great thing for my life, for the people and the
Definitely.
practice. Yeah, it's been really, really good. Zoe, just mention, she is awesome. Just yeah. put
Shout
that
out
there.
Zoe.
Yeah.
Shout out Z the Free.
Z the Free,
Love you,
Queen
Zoe.
Z.
What?
Yeah. It's like, why are you looking at me?
Why are you always looking at me?
Let's see. I guess just thank you for having me here, and sorry about being 45 minutes late.
Oh yeah, it's cool, man.
all
It's
good.
cool. You know, I went and sat with the elder yesterday, and I was like, "Yo, sorry I'm late." He's like, "Time doesn't exist."
Oh,
He's
I like that.
He's like, I can't. He said it in Blackfoot, but he said, you know, we say this, and he said it in Blackfoot, and then he said the translation, which is, "He will get here." Like,
Oh, okay.
so yeah.
Use it from now
Yeah,
on.
no, thank you. Shout out to you, Michael,
Thanks, bro.
for being
Love you, Michael.
Yeah.
the brother, the guidance.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, just thank you for having me, and always good vibes with you.
Yeah. We've been walking for a while.
Yeah, and shout out to these guys, John Swan and
Thanks, man.
Token, some kind of token.
yeah.
And actually, you guys weren't.
I feel really. I'd say it's like a privilege to sit here with you guys and
Of course.
just listen to your music. It's like, what?
I still find it awesome that you auditioned for Janet Jackson. That is awesome.
Yeah.
That's
That
amazing.
is
That's
so
a big
awesome.
Is
Yeah, it's
dope.
Amazing.
And not only that, he didn't have
Yeah.
enough money to go, so he started a GoFundMe to like get there.
Yeah.
Like he was like, "Yo, if you can."
I
Like,
respect that.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I was like, thank you.
Yeah.
I was like, I need to go, because it's funny though, because a friend of mine and I were in the library, and we were just like, I'll make it short. We were in the library, and we were studying, and I was
Nick's
watching.
gonna cut our head off.
I was watching Janet Jackson videos, and I was kind of like mentioning how like, oh, I would love to dance for Janet one day, and then all of a sudden the next day I opened Instagram, and the first thing I saw was Janet Jackson announcing that she's holding auditions. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Hey,
I have to go.
You have to,
Yeah.
you have to do it.
Yeah.
So I tried.
Yeah.
I was asking family for money and did a GoFundMe campaign, and I ended up getting there,
Yeah.
which was really, really cool, and just like a good way to get back into dance. I was like training while I was there as well. So,
Word.
Definitely.
Word.
but yeah, thank you guys for
Thank
having
you.
me here, and
Yeah.
privilege to you guys.
Yeah,
I
man.
was like,
Keep on
Yeah.
dancing.
bless.
Yeah.
Dance your
bless.
heart out.
Bless your heart out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Keep on making that art.
I just want to make sure everybody knows that there's a lot of work that goes into the show behind the scenes, and so I really appreciate having Nick here.
Shout out, Nick.
And there's some other folks that help, but primarily Nick has been really helping us out. And so the other folks, thank you for helping out, and Nick, thanks for being there. And just want to give you an opportunity to share if there's anything you want to plug or any good vibes you want to put out, or
Yeah, I mean, if I shout out like who I'm appreciating in my life, I'm just gonna end up repeating myself over and over again.
That's
It's like,
cool.
Oh, yeah, my
That's
girlfriend,
cool.
my
It's just-
parents and all that stuff.
that's cool. You can say the same thing every
Yeah.
week.
But actually, by the time this episode goes up, for sure I can plug this show, because if you're listening to it, it means that it's also, by then it will be on YouTube. I made some effects to
Nice.
put a little video, like a sound visualizer. And
Yeah.
it probably
Awesome.
won't be yet, but soon after this one comes out, maybe in the next 2-3 weeks, it should be on Apple Podcasts and like the Android Google Play, and just we're trying to get it on everything that we can.
Yeah.
But
of
those,
course.
you need approval, so they take a little bit longer.
Mhm.
Word.
But yeah, so if you listen on SoundCloud and you don't like SoundCloud that much and you want to listen on your preferred app, that's going to be an option soon. First with YouTube, and then with all the rest coming soon after.
Yeah. Yeah. Word.
Word.
Yo, it's really cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for your knowledge, man.
Shout out, Nick.
Okay.
Cool. So we got one last thing to do.
Okay.
At the beginning of the show there, what the beginning of the show, we did the little jingle there. So as the
we
co-host here, you know, your responsibility is to count us down.
Well,
there.
actually,
Also, yeah, shout out our co-host too.
Oh, thanks, guys. Well,
Thanks, man.
Well, thank you all for just allowing me to be here. This is
Yeah, for
really,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's an honor to be here.
I mean, there's one more thing that you brushed over, and then you just kind of jumped off to
Yeah,
another
this is
topic. You
something
never
that I
did
do.
the Sweety Treaty.
That's what
And
I
you,
was.
you
yeah,
also never explained to them really what they were agreeing to, because last time you didn't explain, and then the
I know.
people got.
I know.
It's all good.
Yeah, we almost radicalized
Good
everyone.
vibes.
Yeah. So we don't have like an extra intro song, and what we like to do is sing the Sweety Treaty Show. Eric will count us down,
Okay.
and then we'll just sing, and you guys can just kind of follow my lead.
For sure.
We'll follow our lead. Yeah,
Sure.
Eric's been practicing.
That's right. Yeah,
it's
just
gonna
in
warm
front of
up
the
the
mirror,
vocals.
just like, okay, I gotta nail this guy. Yeah.
Yeah, right on.
We got this.
Alrighty. 5, 4, 3,
2,
1.
The Sweety Treaty Show. Right on. Cool.
Nice.
Thanks for singing with
Nice.
us. Yeah, and thanks for.
Treaty Show.
It's the Sweety.
Sweetie Tweety. Oh, babe.
Cool. Right on. That's it. Thanks for tuning in with us today. Word. Yeah.
That was
Okay.
awesome.
Yeah.
Right on, man. Good job. Good job. Yeah. That's awesome. Oh, almost ate it there.
Yeah.